911 location emergency.
My next door neighbor just came and knocked on my door. She says she thinks her husband is dead.
This frantic, bloodied, and hysterical woman is Angel Marie Sawyer. She has just witnessed the brutal murder of her husband, Milton Sawyer. Deputies from the Pasquotank Sheriff's Office in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, arrive at the Sawyers' residence at approximately 2 a.m. on Thursday, August 2nd, 2018. Breathless, her head injury bleeding, Angel is whisked away to a nearby hospital. Law enforcement officers gain entry through an unlocked back door, then cautiously clear their way through the house to the master bedroom, where they can immediately tell there has been a struggle. Multiple dresser drawers have been dumped out. Jewelry is strewn everywhere. Deputies find Angel's husband, 55-year-old Milton Sawyer, in an adjoining master bathroom, lying face down with his hands duct taped behind his back. Milton, about 6 feet tall and 220 pounds, was motionless. He was without a pulse and stiff. There was a small amount of blood on the floor and on the toilet. He had some superficial injuries, but no apparent cause of death. Deputies fanned out to speak to neighbors. Other than one hearing a loud banging noise, nothing of great value came from speaking with them. State investigators secured the crime scene and headed to the hospital where Angel was being treated for her head injury. If you suspect Angel is involved in her husband's murder, you're correct. Keep watching the video to the end to see how a twisted seduction led to the cruel, heartless murder of a much-loved victim. Newly divorced father of three, 48-year-old Milton Sawyer met 38-year-old single mother of four, Angel Kessinger, at his kids' school in 2011. He learned that Angel, a native New Yorker, and her husband had bounced around before landing in Elizabeth City. Separated from her spouse at the time they met, Angel and Milton quickly bonded over the challenges of being single parents. After her divorce, Angel and Milton began dating. The relationship quickly evolved into a deep, sincere connection that Milton had longed for. Blissfully, the loving couple tied the knot in 2012 and started their own big, tight-knit blended family of 9 under a single roof. The couple became partners in life, as well as in The Treasure Hunter, Milton's beloved store in downtown Elizabeth City, where he bought and sold gold, displayed beautifully restored antiques, and other valuable collectibles. Angel became a fixture in the business, staging and organizing the shop's impressive inventory. Their marriage appeared to be thriving until years later, when Angel was injured in a car accident. A doctor recommended dry needling, a treatment that involves inserting thin needles into the skin to treat pain and movement issues. Isaac Dustin Melcher, a 38-year-old physical therapist, married father of 3, specialized in dry needling at Centara Medical Center in Elizabeth City. In the fall of 2017, he received a referral for a patient with shoulder and hip pain. The patient was 45-year-old Angel Sawyer. Angel began flirting with her physical therapist, Isaac Melcher, and hinting about her unhappy marriage shortly after her first session. 2 months after her first treatment, naked in a hot tub, Angel offered to send Isaac a picture. He accepted the picture, then immediately started a sexual relationship with her. Their conversations gradually grew more intense, with Angel citing incidences of mental cruelty from her husband. He was controlling and jealous. He wouldn't allow her to go out with friends or to church because he didn't want her to be around other men. He wasn't interested in her sexually. She could be naked in bed, and he wouldn't even look at her. His constant yelling was intolerable. He made her so anxious she'd vomit or have panic attacks. The first time they met to begin the affair, Isaac had reconsidered and wanted to back out. He was worried about losing his job and about his wife finding out. Angel wouldn't back off and continued to seduce him, often exposing herself inappropriately during their sessions, which would lead to sexual encounters during her treatments. They were having sex anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. At the beginning of the affair, they used standard Facebook messaging to arrange their meetups, then switched to secret conversations, an encrypted Facebook feature, which provided them with more discretion and lessened the chances of their spouses finding out. Isaac was under the impression that the app would prevent someone with access to their Facebook accounts from seeing their messages. He also believed if he was on the phone with Angel, Milton couldn't just log onto her computer and access it. Despite their clandestine attempt to hide the affair, Milton became suspicious. In January 2018, he noticed Angel would take long showers, dress up, and put makeup on before going to the physical therapy session with Melcher. Every time Milton confronted her about it, she would deny the affair and tell him that he was imagining it. Despite her denials, Milton was convinced Angel was using the physical therapy sessions to cover up an affair with Melcher. Angel told Isaac that she could no longer come to therapy because Milton believed they were having an affair. Hearing this, Isaac was tempted to end the relationship, but Angel persisted. She told him she'd been contemplating suicide and didn't know if she could live without him. Isaac believed her, and the affair continued, even though Angel stopped coming to therapy. April 2018. Angel returned to physical therapy, declaring that Milton was okay with her starting treatments again. By this time, Isaac had moved out of his marital home from his wife and children and wanted Angel to leave Milton as well, so that they could have a future together. According to court transcripts, Angel escalated the accusations of abuse at that point, saying she feared for her life, that if she left Milton, he would track her down and probably kill them both. She would never be free of him unless he was dead. Isaac tried to allay her fears by promising to protect her. He begged her to reconsider killing her husband. Angel convinced Isaac that the only way they could be together without worry was if Milton died. Near the end of July 2018, communication had become difficult for Angel and Isaac because Milton was suspicious again. One night, Isaac sneaked onto her property carrying a phone that he left underneath a couple of cushions on the trampoline in her backyard. Under the same cushions, Angel had left a white plastic shopping bag for him that held some of her lotion perfume and a blanket, reminders to him of her smell. With Isaac fully committed to the scheme, he and Angel began planning how to kill Milton. Angel suggested mixing his medication with alcohol to make it look like he'd overdosed after being told by his wife that she was leaving him. One weekend shortly thereafter, Angel mixed Milton's beer with a couple of pills. When he slept until the next day but hadn't died, Angel decided against trying again. Besides, people probably wouldn't believe she'd ever leave Milton because he treated her so well. She came up with another scenario. She would say that she and Milton were planning a yard sale at their house and that she had warned him not to put their address on Facebook because some criminal could see it. To that end, Isaac would pretend robbing them and kill Milton in a scuffle. Isaac was uncomfortable with the plan because he knew it would lead the police to search for a suspect. He reluctantly agreed, but still preferred using medication to make Milton's death look like an overdose. Early Wednesday, August 1st, 2018, Isaac sent Angel a message on secret conversations. When he received a notification from Facebook that a device had logged off the account, he panicked. He was supposed to be the only person logged on to Angel's account. He concluded that Milton must have hacked into her account and confirmed their affair. He tried to contact Angel all day. When he had not heard from her by 11:30 that night, he prepared a bag with duct tape, rags, small bottles of alcohol, anti-anxiety medication, and a .45 automatic pistol. He removed all the bullets from the gun and started for Angel's house. He really wished Angel would call and tell him she was okay so he could turn around and go home. The plan was falling apart. Isaac found the key Angel left for him on a table in the backyard. He entered the house through the back door and moved quietly through the house to the master bedroom. Wearing a mask and holding the gun, he stood at the door listening for voices or arguing. Suddenly, Angel opened the door. He entered the bedroom and pointed the gun at Milton. "Get down on the floor." He ordered Angel to go into the bathroom while he tied Milton's hands behind his back. Isaac pulled Milton into a choke hold and held on tightly until he stopped moving. To ensure he was dead, Isaac compressed Milton's carotid arteries. His hands were shaking so much, Angel came from the bathroom and checked Milton's pulse. She confirmed he was dead. Now they needed to stage the scene to make it look like a robbery. They grabbed the cash from Milton's nightstand and began emptying her jewelry stand. Angel would need some cash, so she kept a couple of $100 bills and some gold jewelry. She told Isaac to hit her to make it look realistic and to duct tape her hands. When Isaac couldn't hit her hard enough, Angel smacked her head on the ground to make it appear as though she had fallen and hit the corner of the drawer. About 2 a.m., shortly after they had staged the scene, Angel knocked on her neighbor's door frantic. Someone had broken into her house, hit her over the head, and taped her up. The intruder had tussled with her husband, and she thought he was dead. At the hospital, when she was interviewed by officers of the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Office, Angel told the officers that a lot of people on drugs had started coming into Treasure Hunter with stolen things. In fact, around 8 p.m. that evening, Milton had received a call from a drug user named Dylan who wanted to sell Milton a TV. Dylan was a regular customer, so Milton agreed to meet him. After the TV was in the pickup truck, she and Milton drove home. She stormed into the house when they got there because she was mad at Milton for making the shady deal. Angel strongly insinuated to detectives that she believed someone had followed them to their home to rob them, and that someone might have been Dylan. Dylan was familiar to local law enforcement. They considered him a frequent flyer, an individual known to police for frequent criminal activity. Elizabeth City police officers tracked him down and brought him in for questioning. Dylan adamantly denied knowing anything about Milton Sawyer's murder. After hours of interrogation, Dylan's alibi was confirmed, and he was cleared of suspicion in Milton's murder. A few days after killing Milton, Isaac Melcher confessed his involvement to his wife. He flew to Oregon to visit his mother and confessed his crime to her. While in Oregon, he saw a friend and one-time mentor, Eugene Louis Casimir, his former youth pastor. Meanwhile, police turned their suspicion to Angel Sawyer. They asked Milton's family for more enlightenment about her and Milton's marital state. Milton's brother, David Carpenter, supplied a wealth of salacious knowledge about their marriage. The family considered Angel to be a narcissist who demanded constant attention. She claimed that she often had to fend off the unwanted attention of men, something that made her husband jealous. David went on to say that Milton showered Angel with gifts to hold her affection, but she always wanted more. On August 13, 2018, 10 days into the investigation, detectives at the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department received an explosive phone call from Louis Casimir from Oregon. He had been dealing with an awful truth that had caused him sleepless nights since Isaac Melcher had confessed to him that he'd put a chokehold on Milton Sawyer and strangled him to death. Louis explained that he had met Isaac while volunteering as a youth pastor when Isaac was a teenager, and he had become a mentor for him. Officers flew to Oregon to interview Louis. After Louis recounted the full story in person, detectives asked him to wear a wire while making a call to Isaac. With investigators sitting beside him, Louis called Isaac, who became leery of being recorded, and said he didn't want to talk on the regular phone and would speak only on a secure phone line over the encrypted smartphone app called Signal. Louis downloaded the app and used it to call Isaac. Isaac felt comfortable and started talking freely over the secure access line. Little did he know, investigators had placed their voice recorder next to Louis's phone and hit record. After the phone call, officers formed a plan to arrest Isaac. Isaac, having fully implicated himself on the calls with Louis Casimir, realized his conviction was all but inevitable. He felt manipulated, stupid, and used. At that point, giving it all up for Angel was not worth it. He just wanted to be done with that part of his life and move forward. On October 26, 2020, Isaac, believing Milton's family deserved the truth, agreed to be interviewed by law enforcement about Angel's involvement. He provided law enforcement with the blanket, lotion, and perfume given to him by Angel, as well as the jewelry taken that night. On August 27, 2018, a Pasquotank County grand jury indicted Angel Marie Sawyer on one count of first-degree murder for the murder of her husband, Milton Sawyer. She was indicted on an additional charge of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder on February 3, 2020. Her trial began in September 2021 in Pasquotank County Superior Court, with Judge Waylon Sermons Jr. presiding. Isaac Melcher was the star witness for the prosecution. He testified that he had had an affair with Angel Sawyer and admitted to plotting with her to kill her husband. Isaac also admitted to brutally strangling Milton Sawyer in the bedroom of the Sawyers' Elizabeth City home in the early hours of August 2, 2018. Following the 4-day trial of courtroom testimonies and arguments, it took less than an hour for the jury to find Angel Marie Sawyer guilty as charged on September 20, 2021. Judge Sermons sentenced her to life in prison without the possibility of parole, including a separate term of 13 to 16 years for the conspiracy count. Thanks to his plea agreement with the state, Isaac was allowed to plead on the lesser single count of second-degree murder for a 20 to 25-year prison term. 44-year-old Isaac Melcher is currently incarcerated at Nash Correctional Institution, a medium-security prison in Nashville, North Carolina. According to the State Department of Corrections records, his projected release date is August 16, 2038. 53-year-old Angel Sawyer is currently incarcerated at Anson Correctional Institution, a medium and close security in Polkton, North Carolina. Death is her release date.
If you enjoyed this true crime story, please subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching.